There's probably like a cock of the head as you just appear in a car.
Oh, I didn't think you'd come all the way out here so soon.
The risk was too much.
Yes, it was. So a few problems that are just now making themselves known. I'm going to need a new cover very soon, so I'm going to be working on finishing my second cover, because the first one, though it's not entirely burnt out, it is smoldering. It's on its way. So yeah, in that general direction, there's a lot going on over there. Very highly military operation. I think they were tracking that the ID cards. When I tried to crack one of them, it like completely fried my computer. And then I figured out, oh crap, they're tracking it. And now I'm here.
Your current cover will be under scrutiny, no doubt.
Yes, more so now that I've come to tell you that, because you know how glitches are. My cover just glitched as I'm trying to get here. I don't know where it is now. I was trying to keep it, safe in cover, trying to get more information. I can't really do much with that anymore. I need to
cover it.
I was gonna say I need to get back to it soon, because I don't know where it is or what it's doing. If it's in danger. Well, I mean, it's in danger just by the fact that it screwed up. And then I need to start finishing the second one. Like, as soon as possible. Probably as soon as it's at least functional, I need to get in it.
Is there any means or method you have to locate your current cover?
Kind of? Would, because Clairvoyant Sight is still up. Could I look for my cover with it?
Yes, your current cover is currently at the bottom of a very brutal military beatdown.
Oh.
It seems to have not made it very far in the facility, and they have captured it and are beating it to an absolute bloody pulp.
Is it in danger of dying?
If it wasn't connected to you, you would assume it probably would be dead already.
Yeah, that's not good.
Which explains the 3 cover loss currently.
Yes.
That is going to continue to drop.
Okay. Desperate times, I guess, called for desperate measures. I need to pull my cover out. It is currently getting the crap beat out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to die very soon. Which is not good for me. So, you get ready to leave. I'll be right back. And, yeah, I guess I'm gonna teleport back to my cover and then teleport it away. Because, it's gone. It's useless now as a spy, at least.
So, I forget, is it a specific role to teleport again, or?
No, it's just a concentration type thing.
Okay. The moment you rejoin with your cover, I am actually going to need you to fill all your health track with bashing damage.
But I have a thing for that. Yes. I have two things.
Go on.
I don't know which one to do. I can either reduce the damage or send the damage somewhere else. I'm gonna reduce the damage. That seems
Okay. Because I was going to explain it slowly so we knew exactly how much damage you had taken.
okay. Well,
Because realistically, you were starting to track over into ag. Yeah, that's why I was gonna say, fill it full of bashing, fill it full of lething, and put 1 point of ag. Because they were going to beat you to death.
Okay. Well then, in that case, this ability probably wouldn't work for the first two. Like, it wouldn't work for the damage that's already happened. It'll work for the damage as soon as I start going in.
Yeah.
So, full bashing, full lethal?
And 1 point of ag.
That's a lot of clicking. I'll just remember it so I can roll now.
And by the time you're in your cover, I would say it's probably down to 5. Because obviously you're in control of it and you're still moving at a point of aggravated damage. Your cover's now at 5.
Okay, well, I'm teleporting it out. I don't care.
Okay.
It is what it is. Work with the consequences later. I need it to exist in order to deal with the consequences, because otherwise the consequences will be worse. All right, so let me roll for just bruised. 3 successes. Damage is reduced to 1.
Okay, so you only take another point of ag.
And then I am teleporting back to the truck or the car or wherever.
Okay, I'm sorry, you are actively being beat. I feel like that's gonna be a struggle to concentrate.
That's fair.
So that feels like it's a resolve composure? I don't know if that's rules as written, but that's what it feels like.
That's fine. I can let's see how this goes. Hey, look at that wound penalty. Still, I succeed. Oh.
So you teleport back to Praxis?
Yeah. Bruised and bloody, and probably some, even with the embed, still probably broken nose or something.
Yeah. I mean, you have 2
It's ag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
A bloody pulp pretty much appears in your car.
No plan survives a beat to the face. I would like to leave. I'm gonna go lay down in your back seat. Under the... Do you have a blanket?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna see what I can do about fixing this.
And I'm going to start driving. 9 hours.
Yeah, I can't teleport the whole car. That's not happening. So as we're driving, I have embed on the mend to start healing myself.
All right. So on the mend, what's the specifics of that embed?
Choose one. All targets bashing damage heals in 15 minutes. All targets lethal damage heals overnight. All targets aggravated damage changes to lethal. Can only get one at a time. No double casting.
Okay. And does this require a compromise roll?
Only if it's used on a human, like a normal.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So you need about 24 hours to heal.
Yeah. One success. For now, I choose all lethal, I believe. Yeah, all lethal damage shields overnight.
Yeah. However, that will still leave you with those 2 points of ag.
That's fine. That's only 2. I won't be rolling over soon.
Now, Praxis, as you begin to make the drive back, you would notice that several black SUVs going at a much higher rate of speed than you pass you. Not all at once, it's just a periodic thing. You see the same no license plate black SUVs leaving the direction that you're leaving. They rush past you, but they don't stop you or anything. There are a couple of times where they nearly collide with you as they kind of whip around you and try to whip back in front of you as they, go around you as another car comes the opposite way.
I will let them get on with it. I'm not gonna give any indication that I was ever in the area. As far as everyone's concerned, I'm at home.
So, as you guys make your way back, is there anything the two of you would like to do?
I am going to stop on the way and buy a load of cold and flu, just over the counter meds.
Okay.
So if anyone's waiting, just in the off chance, then at least I've got a bag of meds and a reason to be out of the house.
All right. Since this is another 9 hours, that's 18 hours of driving total. Well, we're gonna move over to Kant. Dawn of a new day. You're not allowed to show up to work.
Yeah, that is, unfortunate. I wanted to go to work today. But I'm being tracked by something, so I don't know if I want to try to sneak in. That seems like a really bad idea. I mean, I understand there's some bad ideas being committed, but I am not aware of them, technically, so...
Oh, actually, this is a good point to ask. Praxis and Maven, how much have you shared upon your message board regarding the situation?
Not much, if nothing.
Okay. So, yes, you would have no idea of anything.
But I think, here's my thinking how to not get fired. You see, I gotta prove that I'm important to not only my department but another company. So I gotta go finish that stupid sculpture, top speed, to say, hey, look, I'm useful. Don't fire me, please.
So you're heading to the warehouse?
Yeah, and I'm gonna, I got a whole day of work ahead of me, and I can't go to actual work.
So, just because you don't have to go to work, the warehouse is going to be still functional that day. So you're not gonna get your extra mechanical limb.
Damn.
However, you will get a +3 because you are spending a whole day on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I will accept this. What is it, strength craft? I can't.
Yes. And then it'll be +3, and if you want to burn willpower.
Yeah, I'll burn a willpower because I'd like to get this done.
It is now vaguely humanoid in shape. You haven't gotten to like features or anything like that, but it's human.
Okay.
It is not a featherless chicken, so. But I mean, you could still declare it is man.
It is a featherless bipod, however.
Yes.
Well, we still have time. We could add feathers. He didn't say he didn't. He said it needed to be humanoid shaped. He didn't say it needed to be like distinctly actually human. You know?
Gonna make a harpy then.
Oh, that'd be really stupid, and almost stupid enough that I kind of want to do it. Is my secondary employer around today?
Yes.
Have I seen him wander through the
Yeah, he spends most of his time throughout the day in the office.
Okay. Well, I truly don't believe that he doesn't have something he needs specifically with this, so I'm going to go try and press him for more details, because the whole, the company needs it, no, we don't care what it looks like. That just doesn't sit right with me still.
Okay. How do you want to approach this?
Well, I'm gonna, knock on the door, I'll have some, basic sketches in hand of, here's some possibilities, but really, what are you actually looking for? Like, we're out of the, the initial getting it sculpted phase, and come on, this is the part that actually matters, making it look good. Kant doesn't believe that at all, but he's gonna pretend that,
He
it's
looks
basically done to him.
He looks through the different sketches you've provided. Any of these will be fine.
Do you know how much I don't believe that?
He raises an eyebrow.
No one is content with just anything.
He pauses and thinks for a moment, as if he's choosing his words carefully here. The actual design of the statue doesn't matter nearly as much as the existence of the statue for the purposes of what we are doing.
Just gonna... Might I pry to understand the purposes, then? Because why would I put in the work if... I mean...
Roll me... this is definitely manipulation plus persuasion.
I don't think any of my embeds will really help me here. No, not really.
The visage that you create will just be a loose framework for what comes afterwards. We aren't necessarily... Which means it's not necessarily very important. It'll be a rough outline for what comes after the fact, yes. However, that rough outline... He pauses. How familiar are you with cars and the like?
I mean, I've driven them, I don't work on them.
I will attempt to make this as simple as possible then. Cars have makes and models. That gives you a rough estimate of what the car will look like. You can add, of course you can add body kits and the like, but still the rough outline is roughly the same. You are creating a rough outline. Now that being stated, having the rough outline of a car doesn't mean much to a car now, does it? It's what's inside, the engine, the axles, the battery. It's all this other stuff that actually makes the car important. We will be adding all that stuff ourselves. We are just relying on you to give us the rough framework, essentially.
I don't think my fare is feasible for specific detail work. Almost hurt.
It's not anything to do against your skills or the like. It is just, as stated, consider your work the framework. Whatever the body kit that ends up being put on that framework is not up to us to even decide. It is up to how the flames of creation decide to twist it.
I'm not sure you can melt marble down and reshape it like metal.
It is not. He kind of smirks and he goes, this flame is both literal and figurative that I speak of. It is somewhat of an abstract concept that... Oh, and he kind of gestures at a bookshelf behind him filled with hundreds of leather-bound books. But you can tell they aren't books of circulation. They are definitely more handwritten journals. He kind of gestures behind him. Let's just say I am the foremost scholar on certain things, and even I have barely scratched the surface.
This answers little questions and only brings more.
I mean, that is somewhat... He stops and just... He actually actively begins to chuckle. That is very much my existence, quite frankly. You have spoken such true words that I doubt you will ever begin to understand them.
I wanna keep going, but yeah, very well, but if you do intend to take my work and change it, I very much would like to see the final outcome, to see what the canvas began as and how it ended.
A look of concern crosses his face as he sucks on his teeth. I think there's a way I can do that. There will be some complications with that, however. And it's at this point. He leans back in his chair and stares at you. A very directed and pointed look across his face. As if he's thinking about something directly involving you.
Great.
And it's at this point he's going to ask you a question. We will get to that question in a moment. Praxis, where, as you arrive back in New Delhi, you heading straight to your apartment with Maven, or
Yes, but I'm not. I want to park a little way away and then walk the remainder. I'll leave Maven. Tell Maven to stay in the car. I want to scout ahead.
What exactly are you looking for?
Just if anyone is at my apartment for whatever reason.
That is no. There is nobody else at your apartment at this time.
Okay, in which case go back to the car and I will drive back to mine. And I'm assuming help Maven to the bolt hole.
Of course, in the bolt hole time does not flow, so that proves problematic to Maven's healing.
Yeah, it's if there's anything, I'll ask actually. Is there anything that can be done to speed up the process of a new cover?
Is there?
Gotta be cutting deals. Unless you want to attempt to do one of the riskier versions of getting a cover, such as, there is lots of infrastructure you could jack in to see if there's a angel jacking point that you could do.
Risk
Reward. That thing.
Because, well, angel jacking covers are the best covers, quite frankly, but they are also the most dangerous to get a hold of. And there are angels on site.
Yes, there are angels on site. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're calling or going to call new angels on site. There's a lot of unknowns to trying to just jack an angel cover because it requires such a fine. It's a very low tolerance for a mistake. You need to be at the exact right place at the exact right time.
Does the risk justify the reward?
That's the big question. I have, another cover I'm kind of working on. It's not working yet. And the one I'm in now it's not compromised 100% yet, but it's on its way. And just being in it will be a danger to both myself and everyone else around me.
We consider your cover lost.
Yeah, I consider my cover lost. But it could still have a use, but for its purposes, it's lost. Its current purpose. Question. If I'm, in demonic form, can angels track me? Just out and about. I don't remember.
Let's see. Basically every hour you make a compromise roll that you're in demonic form, and it has an accumulative -1 penalty.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yep. It's actually right there, assuming demonic form on our roll 20.
Oh, well, there you go. It's behind my character sheet, and I zoomed out for some reason. Okay, yeah, there it is. So I can't be hanging out there. All right, so I have a few options here. High risk, high reward. Try and jack an angel cover, which I don't know when and where. Low risk.
That's fun.
Yes, low risk, low reward. Work slowly or slower on building my cover, a new cover. Mid risk, mid reward. Possess some rando in the meantime, and work on a cover that way. Outside a game, I really want to try jacking an angel's cover.
I will help because that sounds fun.
It does sound fun, but I'm trying to justify the reasons. Because Maven, I imagine him as a very careful entity, not wanting to take too many big risks, even though he's taken quite a few lately. That's kind of not his thing. But Jagged and Angel's cover. It's so tempting. Do we even... Tell you what, we could do multiple things at once. I can't really use this cover to go out and look for whether or not a new angel's gonna drop by. So I can work on a new cover slowly, and if you really feel the want, if time is of the essence, if you can find information on a new angel coming in that I can jump in, then I can jump in that way. Know what I mean?
That was a good plan.
With
The
those,
risk is acceptable.
so with those, Maven, I am going to need I'm actually both of you, investigation plus intelligence.
One. Still got wound penalties. Hasn't been a day yet.
Nope.
Investigation God Machine.
Yep. Also, this, I believe, if you succeed here. Okay, you got 4 successes. Let me just make sure here.
We put them together. That's an exceptional.
So, let me make sure here. I believe. Hold on. So, it would be at this point that Maven, it is very slow going, especially in your current state. Finding people willing to make deals with you because, I mean, you're very clearly battered and bruised. People are kind of wary of you, yeah. Praxis. Your investigation... You're not able to get any direct information. That's just not possible without certain risks that I, as the GM, cannot make you take unless you actually wish to.
Mm-hmm. What do I get on the floor? See if those risks are...
Those risks are... You would be aware of the level of infrastructure inside DevaCorp. With such a large amount and, quite frankly, massive infrastructure, you could theoretically integrate with the infrastructure there, and likely you would be able to pull the information you would need. However, obviously right now... Kant, did you ever send the information, hey guys, don't show up to work tomorrow?
Presumably, if work was closed tomorrow, that would have been told to everyone. Like,
True.
Everyone would have done that. Yeah.
But did you share any extra information?
Oh. If I knew they were... Because I already know there's one of them's possibly compromised. And the other was going after the compromised.
No.
Would I, put myself out any more than I already was? I mean, I already was on that little message board, so they track me anyways. So I would pass off the information that they're doing something big, and just steer clear of it for a day. Officially.
So that is obviously the biggest rub, is you would have to be on site.
In that case, I will leave it for the time being. I'm also supposed to be ill, so...
Okay. So, since it is being left for the time being, Kant. Owen continues to look at you. We've been having somewhat of a long conversation here.
I suppose. Not the longest I've had.
The longest I've had. At least, without certain outliers. He goes over to his door, he shuts the door, and he starts pulling the blinds. We're gonna have a nice little conversation here, a little bit longer. Let's not make any sort of rash moves. Neither of us knows what the other is capable of.
Is this a threat?
No, actually.
Certainly sounds.
I sadly could understand that. What are you?
I am myself. I am an artist of many things. I build and construct, create many things. The sculpture is just one in a public eye.
I understand that. He gets up, moves over to one of the older looking journals on the bookshelf behind him. He pulls it out, kind of sets it down in front of him. I am reasonably sure that you are not everything that you say you are. I have no reason to doubt what you have just said. However, I am also very much aware of my own condition, and realize you have not, even for 1 second, misconstrued, misjudged what I said.
I assure you I am a master of language. No one will. There is no misinterpreting.
And see,
interpretations that you most likely have not thought of.
most definitely, because one of the very first things I learned was people. He kind of moves his head side to side as he judges the value of that word. Inevitably twist my words as part of my condition. This conversation, while may not be very long in your interpretation of time, is a very long time to be in my presence and not start misinterpreting my words for something else. So, that makes you exceedingly fascinating to me all of a sudden. So, why don't we play all of our cards on the table here?
See, I want to. Kant does. Okay.
And it's at this point he lifts a finger up, and lightning begins to spark from the tip of his finger. And at this point, you no longer see a person in front of you. You see what looks to be a clay golem with a name carved upon their forehead. But in that mere instant of that happening, the lights flicker, And Owen sits back in front of you. The lightning gone from his fingertip as well. As he sets his hand back down, leans back in his chair, and you can tell he's gauging your response.
Is this well, obviously out of game, I'm pretty sure that is still technically a disquiet roll, but I mean, even if I would fail,
you get to decide whether or not...
I get to decide anyways, so...
Yeah, I'm not... In that case, it's up to you how you want
to... Yeah.
You would feel that there is something weird happening with your cover. You'd be aware of it, but you remain in perfect control of your cover.
Then it appears that not a single human sits in this room right now.
I do need to now ask you to make a compromise roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, compromise is, oh god, what is it?
Wits manipulation.
Wits manipulation.
Plus modifier.
Yeah.
But
Modifier, I think it's about 30 at the moment for you, isn't it?
no, it's based on cover, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus 2 for 10 cover.
2.
Plus 2. Yeah.
So with just a standard success, finally we get just a standard success instead of these...
9 successes.
I have not exceptionally succeeded on a compromise roll, though. That's the thing. Like,
Pete did it twice last time.
I've,
Guilty, shaken, or spooked, or a glitch. Glitch probably makes the most sense here.
yeah, I'm almost tempted to take a glitch to kind of like, but what would be a good glitch to, to mimic kind of what he just did?
Flickering lights.
Flickering out. That works, yeah.
I mean, I never came up with a list of like normal glitches that I'd take, but yeah, no, I mean, I can flicker the lights too, buddy. I'll turn off all the electronics in the room.
So, with that out of the way, now that we're on somewhat of equal footing, I appreciate that. I guess I can be on somewhat equal footing. I was not born. I was created. I have dedicated my life to understanding the creation process of my kind. And that is what you work upon right now, is essentially the skeleton on which I will animate. Whether or not that produces something akin to myself or something else depends. It will probably be more akin to myself, however.
Most interesting. Yet different.
Different than what? Than the natural world? Well, yes, of course.
Different than manners of creation that I am familiar with. Very well. I will consider the next move.
I would, of course, hope you keep everything that is in this room to yourself, as I plan on doing.
It would not benefit either of us if anything left this room.
My thoughts exactly. It's not like anybody would believe us.
Well, again, that depends on your definition of person. There are many entities that already know exactly what has been going on in this room and would believe me in a heartbeat if they had one.
I wish I could say I know what you speak of, but we are, of course, speaking to each other in facsimiles.
I can show you, but it is not without risk of now being involved in everything.
That is your decision to make. I have
True.
been on this world long enough to take care of myself.
I really want to inflict stigmata on him,
Oh, would that work?
but I don't know how that would work. But I really want to, because I think it'd be very...
However, I do hope you continue your work upon that, because as stated, we do need that statue done. So we can proceed with the next part of the reanimation, or the animation process, not reanimation. Re would assume that it's already been animated once.
You know, doing the mental gymnastics in Kant's head, he seems like a very, very valuable asset if he can be used. I am gonna inflict stigmata. I'm gonna try at least. And it is an extended action, but it's one roll per turn, so I can theoretically do this in the closing conversation.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Demon the Descent, Frayed Wires, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does one do if the slaver is the key to one's survival?